Welcome back, of course, from that break. And the rest of the top six sides showed their class this weekend. It was one of the weekends where the top six sides almost had interesting results there. Chelsea kicking things off with a stamping 4-1 win against Cardiff, who had given them an early scare with that goal from Sol Bamba.
Yeah, Tony, it was an early scare, but just like we saw all, Chelsea managed to grow into the game. Actually, after going down, they really bombarded the goal of this Cardiff side, and coming up with the couple there before the break from Hazard. I think he got a hat-trick at the end of the day, and was a super strike from Willian. I thought it was a great strike. So you expected Chelsea to win, but conceding that goal, I think, hit them hard, and they came stronger.
Is it a sign? Because we saw that very, very towering header from Sol Bamba.
Yeah.
They have a goalkeeper that I actually say might be struggling when it comes against big opponents.
Yeah.
So is it a sign of things to come when Mr. Kepa faces people like Sol Bamba? He didn't even move to try and pick that ball from the player.
Yeah, I think he realized that he was not going to reach there, so he stayed on his line. But when you take position and wait, then you got to be ready to dive. And I thought it was poor choicing from the keeper there.
Of course, very interesting there, Hazard getting a hat-trick. He's now on 5 goals for the season. Brilliant in-form striker for Chelsea there. Very, very brilliant. They beat Cardiff 4-1 at the Stamford Bridge. And then we had at the same time Manchester City, another title contender, beating Fulham, a team that I had thought would have a bit of a go in this particular game. They looked shambolic, especially in the opening 20 minutes. Within 20 minutes, Man City was already leading 2-0.
First 2 minutes, I think there was a goal there. The problem is, I thought Fulham did not approach this game with caution. They decided to play in the hands of City, and they were open as if they're almost of the same level as City, and just one mistake, they went down, and from there was no way out for Fulham, Tony, no.
And of course, there was a goal for David Silva, who was making his 250th appearance for Manchester City. He's certainly a Manchester City legend.
I think he qualifies now to be a legend of Man City.
Brilliant things there, of course. Those goals are wrapped up by Sterling, who had a very, very good goal there. Tapping. Aguero sent for him through there. Manchester City winning 3-0. But of course, we saw how angry Pep Guardiola was at the end of the game. He was saying that his players had been very wasteful and very casual with some of the chances. So it will be interesting to see what he does to that squad. We know that he can rotate it a little bit. He has the depth on the bench, of course, to try and punish those players that he thinks are not playing up to speed with the rest of the people. And we had Arsenal getting a very, very much deserved win at Newcastle, St. James Park, when they traveled there, beating them 2-1.
Yeah, Tony, I thought Arsenal well deserved it. St. James is not an easier place to visit, Tony, but the way Arsenal set up, this is why the new coach came in, to be able to go to these grounds that you used to fail to get points, and you get points. And I thought,
you remember the 4-4 draw?
Even though the two strikers, Lacazette and Aubameyang, did not live up to what their capabilities, Tony, I thought the goal, the free kick from Xhaka was super, Tony. It was a beautiful strike. It's an old school free kick where you hit it hard, but it's still within the perimeter of the goal. And Ozil coming up with the goal. We said last week prior to these games that Ozil has had a hand in the last 3 goals Arsenal scored against Newcastle, and here Arsenal got a well-deserved win. And I think Arsenal is moving to the positive direction. Looking at all the teams, having lost the first 2 games and then winning 3 in a spin, Arsenal is in the right direction now.
Is it a bigger problem though for Arsenal? Now they find themselves in the 7th place, just behind Tottenham, but on the same point. Goal difference is going to be a big problem for Arsenal. They've not kept a clean sheet all season. Is it a place that Unai Emery has to look at? He certainly signed a new goalkeeper in Leno. He has Peter Cech in goal. We saw him last season struggling a little bit for he's not keeping the clean sheets. Does he try a new goalkeeper?
I still believe Tony Cech should do the job. I'm not a big admirer of Leno, maybe because I've not seen his games, too much of him. But I still think the Arsenal defense doesn't have a leader. And when Koscielny comes back, we shall see this clean sheet, Tony.
Of course, very interesting there. Newcastle losing to Arsenal at home. Benitez's side getting a consolation 90th minute strike from Kieran Clark, which looked like it was game on at that point. It looked like to be like Newcastle was doing a late onslaught, but it wasn't to be there. And of course, Arsenal got their win. And of course, we wrapped up Saturday evening with a very, very brilliant win from Manchester United, beating unbeaten Watford just before that game. Beating Watford 2-1. Very, very interesting goal. We saw a brilliant goal, a number 9 goal from Chris Smalling. And of course, a new hairstyle.
And that's what Mourinho said, that the only thing he didn't like about Smalling that day was the hairstyle. But it was a beautifully taken goal, Tony. It's a centre forward's dream. But I mean, United having got that win, Tony, I think it removes the pressure on Tony. He has won also 2 in a bounce, and this was after a huge defeat by Tottenham. We remember that loss. And going to Vicarage, we know Vicarage Road is a hard ground to go to, even if Manu has a good record over Watford. But getting the 3 points and being able,
and Lukaku being among the goals.
Lukaku scoring, Tony. Sometimes the striker needs the tap-ins to increase his count. So I thought United got a well-deserved win. But again, thanks to David De Gea, who was brilliant towards the end of that game. I thought Watford should have got a draw.
It was very interesting, of course. De Gea, he likes Manchester United. This guy, we didn't see this kind of form for Spain in the World Cup. He was shambolic. He loves this team. He makes points for this team. He's done it season in, season out. This was another very, very big example of him saving that team at the death, of course. And Manchester United came out of that game with a 2-1 win over Watford. Very, very interesting, of course. That doesn't mean Watford should be panicking at this particular time.
No,
they still find themselves in the top 4.
And they had a good game.
They had a brilliant game. I like their 2 strike partnership. Dini and Andre Gray up front. It seems to be working for them. It was a very interesting game in this particular one. Robert Pereira had a good game. I thought he should have taken his moments better in this particular one. But that leaves Manchester United now also on 3 wins from their opening 5 games, having 9 points just behind Arsenal on goal difference. So it was very, very interesting for all the top 6 guns. We brought you, of course, all the other results on our Facebook page. We brought you very correct results and predictions as well before those games. So make sure you never miss any of our predictions going into the match weekend. But of course, elsewhere we saw Cristiano Ronaldo getting his first goals in the Serie A.
Yeah, Tony, finally. I actually wanted him to get a hat-trick that day, but he got on the 2, which was, I think, an okay performance.
It was, of course, he had to wait. He had to wait almost 2 months for these goals. So it was very, very interesting for him, and especially that the tournament that he loves so much, the Champions League, returns tomorrow night. So it was a good timing. Yes. Good timing. We know how much he loves the Champions League. He gets over 10 goals for the last 6 seasons in a row. So that's very, very interesting to see. And of course, the Champions League returns tomorrow night with an early kickoff, 8 p.m. in East African Central Time. East African Time. This is the first.
Yeah, Tony, it's amazing. We usually saw early kickoffs if the game is in Russia, I think, deep in Russia. But this time we are seeing Inter Milan and Spurs playing at this time, and Barcelona PSV actually, yeah. So I mean, it's a new feeling, Tony, to watch 2 live games, one at 8 East African time, and then the other at 10 p.m. So it's a new feeling, Tony. But we will love football. This is what we want to watch.
Very interesting. We'll be bringing you the best of that action on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. Make a date to visit those pages. Like, share, follow, do whatever you have to do to grow our community. We'd like to thank you for the 1 year that you have been with us, of course, here on the show. We cap that off on 29th September at the end of this month. Thank you and enjoy watching the show. Goodbye.